Okay, we're about to start. We are about to start. I would like to invite Angela Matos. Angela Matos is a newcomer to the United States. She's been here 3 years. Angela, if you would, let's ask everyone to stand for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we had at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watch, oh, so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting there, get proof through the night, there I flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You're here. Thank you. Let's move on to the invocation. Also the pastor of the Glory House Church, Pastor Joe, come on.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. Father, we want to bless you this morning. We just want to thank you for this wonderful morning breakfast that we're about to have. Lord, I want to thank you for the great minds in this room here this morning. I want to thank you for our city, Prospect Heights. I want to thank you, oh God, for I know that the best is yet to come for this wonderful and beautiful city of ours. Lord, now I want to thank you, for I know today, even as we gather here together, that your presence will be here, that you will lead us as you're continuing to lead our city in prosperity. We thank you and we bless you, even as we share this meal together. In the mighty name of Jesus, we have prayed. Amen.
Thank you very much. I would like the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Al Scaletta, please come up.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Al Scaletta, president of the Wheeling Prospect Heights Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'd like to introduce our dignitaries here today. There's many of them. I hope I don't miss you. First one is former U.S. Representative of the 10th District, currently running for Congress, Bob Dole. '53rd District, Representative Dave Harris. '57th District, Representative Elaine Nekritz. Cook County Commissioner, 9th District, Commissioner Peter Silvestri. District Director to Congressman Tim Snyder, 15th District, Barbara Cornu. Sorry. District Director for Congresswoman Jan Jakowski, 9th District, Leslie Combs. Wheeling Village President Dean Argyris. And Wheeling Township Highway Commissioner Scott Sewart.
I think we can just present a couple of awards to keep things flowing. Al, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Helmer. The first person I would like to introduce tonight or today is our new city administrator, Ken Lopez. Ken, can you stand up and introduce yourself? Welcome, Mr. Lopez. I'd like to take this time to thank Mayor Helmer for the opportunity to address this year's Mayor's Breakfast and to personally thank him for his support and the great work he's done to move this community forward. Along with Mayor Helmer, I'd also like to recognize and thank each and every one of the members of the Prospect Heights City Council who have supported us, your police department, Alderman Ludvigson, Alderman Higgins, Alderman Williamson, Alderman Styler, and Alderman Mendez. Thank you for your support. The first award I have to present is not to a police officer, it is to a resident. The officers of our police department see things every day. Many of these encounters are not good. This award is to recognize the good and to thank an average everyday person, a man who noticed an elderly neighbor standing alone on a cold winter's day and went to her aid. On February 20th, 2014, an 85-year-old woman, later identified as Danuta Polkowska, who had been recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's, became disoriented after accompanying her grandchildren to a friend's home to drop them off for a play date. Upon leaving, she lost her way and wandered several blocks, wearing only light clothing and slippers. A few minutes later, Mr. Ricardo Ando was going about his daily activities when he saw a woman standing in the parking lot outside his home. He noticed that she wasn't clothed correctly for the cold winter's day and wondered if something was wrong. About an hour later, he saw her again. Noting she was ill-clothed and elderly, he went to her, offering her warm gloves, a coat, and a hat. Mr. Ando became aware that she could only communicate in Polish, but he could also clearly see that she was in distress and was suffering from the effects of the cold, at which time he persuaded her to accompany him into his building and called 911. Mrs. Polkowska had no identification, was confused, and unable to communicate effectively. She was eventually transported to the hospital by the Prospect Heights Fire Department, while the police continued to search for indications of family and or residents. Several hours later, the police department received a 911 call from Mrs. Polkowska's panicked daughter, who had just returned home to discover her mother missing. In recognition of Mr. Anda's acts as a good Samaritan, Mayor Helmer would like to present Mr. Anda with a special commendation. Whereas, while it is understood that in a world inundated with negative messages which can sour the spirit, there are shining examples of positive character shown by good deeds and a willingness to help one's neighbor, as example by the aforementioned citizen who showed exceptional attention to detail and thoughtfulness in coming to the aid of another in their time of need. Whereas on February 20th, 2014, at 850 East Old Willow Road in Prospect Heights, Ricardo Anda was going about his daily activities on a cold winter day when he observed an elderly woman standing in the parking lot outside of his home. Mr. Anda noticed immediately that the 85-year-old woman was ill-prepared for the weather, being clad in only light clothing. Whereas Mr. Anda observed the woman standing in the same location approximately 1 hour later, he exited his residence and offered her gloves, a jacket, and a hat to wear. Whereas Mr. Anda discovered the woman was cold, shaking, confused, and can only communicate in Polish, Mr. Anda invited her into his warm building, after which he called 911 for emergency services. Whereas several hours later, the Prospect Heights police were notified of the missing 85-year-old mother and grandmother who had recently been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, who'd walked away from her daughter's home several blocks away. The Prospect Heights police were subsequently able to reunite the family with their missing mother and grandmother. Therefore, based upon his authority as mayor of Prospect Heights, Mayor Nicholas Helmer is pleased to have this opportunity to recognize and present Ricardo Anda with this special accommodation for his efforts in recognizing a fellow human being in need, coming to their aid, and contacting emergency services. Mayor Helmer, on behalf of the City of Prospect Heights, salutes Mr. Ricardo Anda for his humanitarian act and a job well done. Mr. Anda, can you join us? Can I get Corporal Mike Stone, Sergeant Mark Perlier, and Corporal Bill Caponegro to join me on the stage here? The Prospect Heights Police Department recognizes individuals who do excellent work on a routine basis. However, there are some who stand above the rest, and we recognize them accordingly. Mayor Helmer, I'd like to recognize the current Prospect Heights Police Department Employee of the Year, Corporal Mike Stone, who is attending today's event with his lovely wife, Rachel. The Police Department's Employee of the Year award is given to a Prospect Heights Police Department member who has consistently shown exceptional performance, specifically in that Corporal Stone recently returned to patrol duties after a 3-year stint as an investigator, during which he performed all assigned tasks in an admirable fashion and was of great assistance to his fellow officers and the command staff of the Prospect Heights Police Department. Corporal Stone researched, implemented, updated, and is constantly reviewing the department's firearms training program to include budgeting and ordering all necessary equipment. Corporal Stone exhibits a high degree of dedication in his day-to-day assignments to include helping to oversee and participate in the field training of 5 new Prospect Heights Police Department officers, including making recommendations to improve the process, as well as designing and implementing a modified field training program for part-time officers. Corporal Stone demonstrated competency and professionalism in his day-to-day duties and has done a wonderful job of acting supervisor in the absence of a sergeant. Over Corporal Stone's 23 years at the Prospect Heights Police Department, he has distinguished himself as not only a leader in law enforcement, but a trusted and competent police officer recognized by his fellow law enforcement officers, not only within the department, but throughout Northern Illinois through his services with the Northern Illinois Police Alarm Team, where he serves as a team leader. Corporal Stone has been flexible and responsive in a number of different roles. He has a bigger picture mindset and is constantly looking for better ways to implement training and to update policy that benefits his co-workers and the Prospect Heights Police Department as an organization. Thank you, Corporal Stone. The next person that we'll be saluting here is Corporal Bill Caponegro, who is celebrating his 15th anniversary with the Prospect Heights Police Department. Corporal Caponegro came to us from the Chicago Housing Authority Police, where he spent several years as a tactical officer, and he's now been here for 15 years. He does an outstanding job, and he's now been recently assigned to the investigations unit. Thank you, Bill. Another individual has been a relatively common face at these functions over the past few years because he is probably one of the most decorated officers in the Prospect Heights Police Department. Sergeant Mark Perlier is celebrating his 20th year as a Prospect Heights police officer. Sergeant Perlier came to us after starting his career with the Denver, Colorado Police Department, and he does an outstanding job as the supervisor of the detective unit. Thank you, Mark. On one more note, I just want to thank the residents of the city of Prospect Heights for supporting us over the past few years. We went through some lean times, but with the help of everybody in the city, we are your police department, and we are here to serve you, and we are proud to be back and be up to full staff and full service. Thank you, everybody.
Bill Kearns, are you here for Dollar Scholars? I know you're here, but would you come up, please?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It says introductions, Bill Kearns, and I'm going to make one introduction, and that is to the new board president of Dollars for Scholars for the last year or so, approximately, Marie DiVirgilio. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. First of all, let me say I'm honored to be here representing the Prospect Heights Dollars for Scholars, along with my colleagues, Bill Kearns, Charlie Priester, Rodney Pace, and John Styler. Where are you? There he is. Very good. So thank you all for welcoming us. I've been asked to give a brief update about our organization, And many of you are already familiar with us and have generously contributed to our fundraising, and for that we thank you. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Dollars for Scholars, we're a not-for-profit, community-based organization dedicated to raising money for scholarships to help young people in Prospect Heights and Wheeling achieve their post-high school education goals. Since our inception in 1998, we have awarded over $200,000. Actually, thank you. To be precise, $203,000. So we're very proud of that, and all that is due to people like you. This year, we're going to award 9 scholarships, 9 one-year scholarships at $2,500 each. And that's 2 more scholarships than we awarded last year than the one-year ones, and that's because of the generosity of George and Christine Winandy, who donated very generously to us for STEM-related scholarships. We'll also award 1 4-year scholarship at $2,500 per year. So that's, you do the math on that, that's $10,000 that someone will be getting to help their education. So we're very proud of that, and it's due to people like you. None of this would really be possible without the fundraisers that we do. We have 2 major fundraisers this year, and the one that's coming up next is on May 22nd. It's our annual golf meeting, our golf event, and it's at Old Orchard Country Club, thanks to the generosity of the Old Orchard folks. We're going to be doing 2 really cool things this year at the golf event. One of them is a helicopter golf ball drop. Doesn't that sound cool? And what that is you can get a golf. We have 300 golf balls, and each of them are numbered. And then in a raffle, you can get some golf balls, and the helicopter will drop them from about 100 yards, 100 feet. What would it be, right? I don't know. 100 feet? High, from high, exactly. And they'll drop them onto a fairway with a golf flag stuck into the fairway. And whoever's closest wins. The closest person wins $1,000. Yes, that's big money. The second prize is $500. The third prize is $300. And then from that, there are other smaller prizes. So all in all, you have a 1 in 20 chance of winning something. So we're hoping that will generate a lot of funds. And the other really cool thing is we have a cannon shot. So if anybody's bad off the tee, raise your hand if you're bad off the tee. Okay, oh, very good, thank you for confessing to that. Instead of actually hitting the golf ball with your golf club, you can shoot it out of a little cannon. And it'll go about 300 yards, I think, depending on whatever. And you aim it at the green. So that'll be fun. So if you're interested in joining us, May 22nd, we would love to have you. And again, it's one of our big fundraisers. We'll also do a fall event, and that we'll be announcing details later on. So look for us at the 4th of July parade. If you want to walk alongside, that'd be great, or join us on the float and throw things at people. That's always fun, too. And I guess that's it. So thank you for your attention and for your support of our Dollars for Scholars kids. Thank you.
We're getting closer. Steve Kataya, Public Works. You have a certificate to present, and you're on the way up here. Thank you. Steve Kataya.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I'm Steve Kataya, Public Works Director. Today I'm here to announce 2 employees. Joe Crone, who is our maintenance worker and arborist. He's been given us 10 years of service. And Adam Biondo, he is our crew leader, and he's given us 20 years of service. Those 2 gentlemen could not make it today. I believe they're probably still catching up on their sleep from snow plowing all winter. So thank you very much.
You know, there are so many people in this room, they should all be introduced. But please take a look at the back of your agendas on the table when you get a moment. Those are our sponsors for today. We're able to pass on a tremendous savings for breakfast. As you know, it was $5. When's the last time you got a table full of 10 people for 50 bucks to come? But you know, Harper College is really our main sponsor today, and they were kind enough to provide a sum of money that helped us move things along rather quickly. So Dean Kenya Ayers, Dean, you're here today. Thank you. And Jennifer Brennan from Harper College. And I'll move on quickly because they're coming out quickly now to our next presentation will be for the Volunteer of the Year. The Volunteer of the Year is someone we'd like to extend a special recognition to for dedication to our audio-video department and working as a volunteer. For nearly 3 years, Patrick Colvin has recorded city council meetings, grand openings, 4th of July parades, fundraisers, park district events, many other city events. Like this one, he also developed the Prospect Heights TV, Facebook, and as many of you hopefully know, Comcast broadcasts the Prospect Heights version of TV news on Channel 17. So, thank you, Patrick. Is Patrick out there somewhere? You know, it might be a timely event since the 4th of July parade was just mentioned. I have, along with my council members, designated or are designating right now at this very moment Roy Woodruff and Steve Skeeber to be our parade marshals. Roy and Steve, would you stand up, please? Thank you. Thank you. I must tell you quickly that Roy always intrigued me. He's a retired fire chief from Rolling Meadows, and I drive past his house every day. He's the only house I've ever seen that's pink. But you know what? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You might hear that, oh, pink house, are you crazy? Absolutely not. One of the prettiest houses in the city of Prospect Heights. So congratulations, Roy. Steve, you've been serving this city somewhere close to 100 years. And I personally have learned what that job is all about. It's a job I couldn't do. And he does so much work, not only for the city, for the public works, for the building and zoning, but for everybody that needs his help, especially me. He's there to respond. So you guys will be leading the parade on the 4th of July. Thank you very much. Here is another unique person that serves our city in all areas. If she's not there when you have a program, you got a problem. Because she brings people, she brings enthusiasm, she brings smiles, and I can tell you that there is none better than Marcia Gendris. Marcia, would you come up? Marcia, I would like to present to you a key to the city of Prospect Heights.
Oh my gosh.
Here, get over here. Get on this side here of me. Okay? I want people to see her smile because it's just incredible. It's contagious. So, Marcia, you know, this key may not open all our doors, but if you knock and have that key around your neck, you will gain entry to anywhere at any time for any reason.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Congratulations.
I have to tell you one thing, that I have a key that's a little bit more important to this, and it's in my possession, and it's my own personal key, and it turns on the water spigots at City Hall and at the police department so we could water the flowers.
Marcia, 2 days ago, was, I can't say retiring, she'll never retire, but she's the outgoing president of the Garden Club who does wonders. And that's one of her focuses, water the flowers. and she does a great job. So thank you again. You know, Stephanie, I had to think about this for a moment. Are you here? I know you've been controlling the door over there. You can open the doors and let them in now. But Stephanie, come up just for a moment. Nothing happens without money, with a good budget, with a kick in the butt that we get from Stephanie once in a while. She's our CFO, and she has done one heck of a job. You know, we started this administration 3 years ago. It was about $500,000 to $700,000 to the negative. The other night, you reported that we are not only at budget, we are ahead of budget by approximately $11 million. We have a total of $11 million to work with, but this year's budget, we're about $500,000 ahead. So you can see that's a tremendous swing. So the Government of Finance Officers Association presents a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting presented to the City of Prospect Heights, Illinois, for its comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ended April 30th, 2013. Stephanie, if you would accept this on behalf of the city. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And you know, lastly, before my 1.5 hour speech that will come after we eat, I want to tell you about a fellow that's been with us for a long time. He actually received this award 12 years ago, and typically it's been an unwritten policy that you don't give the same award out twice. Well, this fellow is going to get the second award, and probably the exact same one that he got 12 years ago. Here's a man that is everywhere at any time for anything when you need him. So I'm going to give the Employee of the Year award. There's a lot here. Hold on a second. And that is Joe Casada. I was just looking for him. Joe, are you out there? He's probably, there he is. All right. So lastly, for the awards, please. The Citizen of the Year. Hard decision to make. We have 17,250 great citizens. And you know what? It's the people out there that speak about us and what they say about us and what they do and help us with that is really critical. So our Citizen of the Year has been a Prospect Heights resident for many years. He has built several homes in our city to the highest possible standard. He takes pride in his work. More recently, he has been the go-to person for Old Town Sanitary District. All requests for service are directed to him. He's on call 24 hours a day. We are fortunate to have a citizen with a strong moral character that has assisted many of our residents. When called upon, he doesn't say no. Please congratulate Scott DeGraff with being the Citizen of the Year. Thank you for listening. You know, there's a couple things I'd like to say. Some of you, maybe many of you, remember a song. It was called Que Sera, Sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. Well, you know what? That's not the way it works in Prospect Heights. Not as long as I am your mayor. Anyone can sit back and let something good or bad happen. This mayor, this council, have taken exactly the opposite approach to getting a lot done in our city that benefits all of our citizens and our surrounding communities. A lot has happened in the last 2 years. You already know about the improvements to our city streets and roads. That has gone very well. It was a 3-year program, and it ended just a few months ago. It's all done. About our fully staffed police department. Did the recruits leave? Oh, that's good, because then I won't have to introduce them individually and take take another 10 minutes. No, thank you very much. The police department is fully staffed. About our economic development, from the smallest venue, just down the street is Prospect Heights Grill. It's about 600 square feet. They're the ones that got things started for us. And now we look at right next door, Jerry Schroeder's here, from the Ultra Foods. Ultra Foods is 87,000 square feet and is doing very well. So the development of economics has gone well in Prospect Heights. We had a total of 22 new openings in the last 14 months, 22 dark stores. That, in my mind and my action, has really been incredible. You know, more than that, everybody in the entire nation talks about creating jobs, right? They want to create jobs. Well, guess what? Those openings created 400 new jobs in our city. 400 new jobs. You heard about our balanced budget. That rose like a phoenix from the ashes of disaster. About our pride, not disillusionment, that now rules throughout our actions. Well, most of all, we're not done yet. We will not sit on our laurels and breathe easy. We will continue to take aggressive measures so that our children and our grandchildren can return to the city of Prospect Heights or in our area in general to raise their children and have them attend the greatest schools in the entire northwest state of Illinois. So that is something we're looking forward to. You know, platitudes are exciting, but reality takes the cake. Starting the remapping, the rezoning, and possibly the redistricting of our city by wards will take priority this year. You know, there's this thing about water. A lot of you who live here certainly know about it. So it's like water everywhere, but in some cases, not a drop to drink. We have turned this issue over and over with virtually no success. But listen up, we're not done yet. The water and drainage study has been completed. We certainly know what must be done, which we didn't know before, what must be done, but frankly, we have to chase the revenues for grants and other places to get it done. So that will not stop. We will continue. Sidewalks. You know, Prospect Heights has been known for two things: no sidewalks and no street lighting. Well, guess what? We did start the sidewalk program this year, and that will continue. We also have instituted a quick help program, really modeled after Arlington Heights, whereby if someone comes in for a permit, applies for a certain piece of construction to do, they will get their permit the same day if at all possible. So we are going to help expedite anything like that. We will also continue the subject of economic development. I'm pleased to note that our storefronts throughout the snowstorm and icy roads were taken care of. I am so proud to say that I received numerous compliments. That's unusual when the snow hits and the ice hits and everything else goes wrong. So many numerous compliments. Our Public Works did a great job, and I'm proud of them. So congratulations to the Public Works Department. You know, as a result, new merchants and old took note of our due diligence. They came to look for and open new venues or enlarge their present leaseholds. That's incredible in the winter months, and we had a lot of winter months lately. Just last month, two banks filled two vacant buildings, opened their doors on both sides of the city, east and west. The Burger King was filled by the vacant Burger King was filled by Hardee's, and what a great party that was. Everything was free that day. Alderman Styler, the next morning, if I remember correctly, in his robe and slippers, drove to Hardee's to get his breakfast. He was not going to miss out on that deal. You know, the OTB is expanding. Another 2,000 square feet of OTB operations over at the Players Pub. And guess what today is? Today is Kentucky Derby Day. So if you get a chance, go place a bet. And I'll give you a quick tip. Number five with 5 across the board. So 5 to win, 5 to place, 5 to show on number 5. Do you know what? I have no idea what the horses are, what their names are, what their number is. But I did that last year and I won $80. So I'm excited. A brand new food and wine bar opened up just next door, just 2 doors away. Penny's. Beautiful place. They've done a great job. They have video gaming, they have food, and they cater to most anything like private little parties and things like that. So that's something to be proud of. 25,000 square foot, one more door down, the whole house of music and entertainment, the home bar. You know, first we had some trepidations. Wanted a 4 o'clock license, you know, but in the final analysis, it really has worked out very well. They're thriving, and everything is pretty good. Clear Candle, just next to Naomi Sushi over here on Rand Road. That's Prospect Heights, believe it or not. They open up. It's a gift shop, and they actually make candles on the property. Hawthorne Aviation, Dick Annan is here today. Dave Annan, rather. Hawthorne Aviation will open their new facilities, a 30,000 square foot hangar at the airport. The long vacant industrial building along Palatine Road, just across from our great Chicago Executive Airport, will be sold very soon. You know, I think about these things, and I think about that the message is very clear. My message is come live, come shop, come eat in Prospect Heights. Just a few more comments about community. The dentist just across the parking lot here filled the dreams of about 60 people. He put out the idea that we will provide free dental care all day long 3 Saturdays ago. Do you know that when I got there for the ribbon cutting, there were 60 people in line or more that came later? And I walked up to the first woman in line. I said, gee, this is pretty impressive here. What time did you get here? You're number one. She said, Mayor, I've been here since 4 o'clock this morning. I have never had, in the last 20 years, dental work performed. I hurt, my teeth hurt, and I'm here to get it done. They provided root canals, they provided fillings, they provided, you know, just looking to see what you need. What a great community event that was. So, you know, they added smiles and fulfilled the dreams of 60 people, 60 patients, I guess. You know, somebody might not find this exciting, but we have a farmer's market coming. How about some applause for that? There are some people that say, come on, Mayor, this is, you know, we were farms a long time ago. We don't need a farmer's market. Well, guess what? I see it as a community event. It's time to go out to see people. It'll be open June 1st. See people, and it'll be over at the Metro train station, as a matter of fact. Greet your neighbors, buy some vegetables, and just have a camaraderie of community. And we will get people from the north and the south and the east and the west. Because I say that Prospect Heights is all about community and service, about togetherness. You know, I even like to think about the greater communities that surround us. From Wheeling to Mount Prospect to Palatine, Arlington Heights, we together have the same goal, to serve the citizens that have placed their trust in our administrations. And I kind of have a motto for that. One team with one purpose. Rather, as the song goes, the future is not ours to see. Well, our future is clear. Together we form one team with one purpose, and that is to make our clients, villages, citizens, the cities themselves a great place to live. So thank you to all that came here today. You know, we have a special thing started with Wheeling. We're co-owners of the airport with Wheeling. It's been a great association this past year. I can't say it was always that way, but I can say it is that way now. So I'm really pleased that the President Dean Argyris is here, and he assured me that he goes to one function a year, and he chose my function. Well, not quite, but something like that. You know, there are so many people here to think about, but Pete Silvestri has become a special friend. He's a county commissioner. He's sitting right here, and he's here today because we have good people. The tone of Prospect Heights, I believe, and I hear, has been changed. It isn't, oh, I live next door to Mount Prospect. It's not, I live real close to Restaurant Row. It's, I live in Prospect Heights. That wasn't the case for many years. So again, remember today is the Kentucky Derby Day. Join us at the OTB and Players Pub. You are guaranteed to be a winner. And if not, see Steve Schieber. he assured me that this is one event we shouldn't miss. Our Community Day event is on Saturday the 17th, which includes the Lions Club pancake breakfast and tours of fire and police stations. You know, events like this don't happen by themselves. They have to be created. And you saw some creativity going on today with the food and the service, but that's what you do. You keep the balls in the air, you do your best for the people that you're serving, and you never forget you're here because of those people. So my team at City Hall, Karen Schulteis, Stephanie Hannon, Chief Jamie Dunn. Chief Jamie couldn't make it today. He had a very important event to go to. His daughter's playing in a softball championship in Michigan. College player, top-rated player in the nation. So I could understand that. But if it wasn't for Jamie Dunn, I would not have these last 6 or 8 weeks. The friendship, the counsel, the resource to help run this city. He stepped in as city administrator and did a wonderful job. And I wish you were here today because I'm really proud of what he did. Deputy Chief Al Steffen filled in at the police department. Things went along as smoothly as they've been going all along. As a result of their efforts, I can now introduce the newest addition to the Prospect Heights team. It was introduced before, but I want you to stand up. I know you were standing before, but nobody realized how short you were. Our new boss, Ken Lopez, City Administrator. Lastly, a special thanks to Harper College for being a major sponsor of our event today. They have joined our community with new plans and programs for the area that they serve. Harper College, I can remember when I was young, about 90 years ago, I was young, and Harper College had just started. And look at it today, what a successful program Harper College has had. They are well thought of, they have great courses, my wife has attended there, and you know, that's what it's all about. So, without much further ado, I must say, my wife Gail is the one that keeps things rocking. As most of us who serve in public life have someone to look back to and get help from. Yeah, that was last night. She said, don't come home till this is over. No, she's great and she's the best. You know, we're approaching, don't tell anybody please, I won't say it publicly, but 50 years at the end of this year.